Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. I'm Jim Florentine, and fucking AC/DC midgets, dude. That's the topic of the day. That's funny. No, but seriously, folks. This is fucking Rat Cellar, which would be a good name for a bar, kind of. Maybe not. Probably not. I would drink there, but I don't know. It sounds like it'd be real seedy, and I like seedy bars because it's like. I don't know, I like the atmosphere, but, what the fuck am I doing here? See, this is a problem. I record these, like, a long time ago, and maybe a little influenced by certain things, and, I forget what was going on back then, but I'll do my best to talk over this footage. Oh, that's right, I have a mediator. There we go. I have Invite, that's all I have. And what that is what makes this one of my favorite games. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Invite is a skill that does exactly what it sounds like. You invite an enemy unit to your team, which is fucking sweet. I wish more RPGs would let you invite monsters and just random generic dudes and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. That's why I like the Mediator class, or one of the reasons I like them a ton. I feel like they're really underrated, and I want to show them off, because I feel like you see it and you look at the skills and you're just like, yeah, talk skill, like, that's fucking dumb, but it's some of the most, like, game-breaking shit. The other thing they could do, we'll get into a little later, is they could permanently affect Brave and Faith, which, if I haven't talked about, now would be a good time to talk about. So Brave is a stat that affects a few things. You see there, for a second, he had 72, Santos does, see? And what that does is, most reaction abilities, that percentage, or that number is the percentage for that to happen. So, if he were to have something like counter, right, he'd have a 72% chance to counter when he's hit. So you want high Brave for that reason. The other reason is, it affects the damage of fists and knight swords. So if you got somebody with high faith, you make them a monk, they're going to be punching, doing some good damage. Faith, the other stat, is how much damage or how likely it is for a spell to hit, and also how much damage or likely a spell is to hit you. The caster's faith and the target's faith are both considered in the equation. So depending on what you're doing with the character, sometimes high is good, sometimes low is good. If you're going to make a magic user, high is better, obviously, and if you're going to make a physical class, lower is better, because you'll be taking less damage from magic, and you won't be using any magic anyway, so it doesn't matter. One nice thing about the Mediator is they could permanently raise and lower these things, which is really nice if you get some, like, lemon units that have shitty stuff. Or even with some of the unique characters, if you want to kind of just, like, push them up a little bit, you know, you can with a Mediator, and so I like the class for that. It's also, it doesn't have a charge time, which is huge. I hate charge times. I think it's an interesting mechanic, but I feel like as the game progresses, it doesn't pan out so well. Like, immediate stuff is, like, just leagues better. There is a support skill called Short Charge, which reduces the time, but I find that instead of making things usable, it's just kind of almost mandatory later. I mean, that's my experience. I usually fuck around with physical classes more, just because I enjoy them more, or, Mediator or Samurai, just because they're instant, but, yeah, I don't know, that's a nice little tangent for you. I got Ramza as a wizard right now, because I wanted to make him into a summoner, I believe, and he's just going to be casting lightning bolts, which is good damage for this fight, because it's all these physical guys clumped in this house, and they group up, and it's nice to just melt them if you can. But no real challenge here, nothing's too bad. I remember the first time playing this fight, I got fucked a couple times because, like, these guys are pretty tanky, and if you go into this house, they'll chew your ass up. But, like, really the best strategy here is just to park some heavy units in front of the doorways and just bomb the shit out of the guys inside, which I didn't really do. I'm kind of just, like, dicking around, but it's working out just fine. I keep spamming Invite because I need a fifth member, and I don't have one, and I didn't want to buy and raise one, because in these early fights, you're only allowed 4 units, like, total. But later on, there's going to be fights where you can have 5. And I figured I already have the Mediator, I could only afford Invite at the start with my points. Oh, excuse me, Jesus. And I just figured, you know, why not get like a dude that's got some shit already instead of just starting with a baby little level 1 bitch. It's like I punched my scrotum off, which is unfortunate, but that's an easy fix. And what did I get? Yeah, it's not that great. Weapon guard's nice though, for him especially because it's not reliant on brave, and he's gonna have low brave because I need his brave low for move find item. And so there's only 2 skills in the game, were reaction skills that aren't based on brave, and weapon guard's one of them, so, you know, you can't really complain, right? For free, you know, saves 200 points. Let's see, I got Algus as a thief. You know, I really don't remember what I was doing with these guys. I might have just been trying to get extra JP for my units, which is job points if I haven't explained that yet, which is just the points to buy skills for these classes. Yeah, I'm probably just trying to get extra for Clyde because I want to get all the steals, because that's how you get some good shit later. Not so much early on. Most of these items at this point in the game, the difference is pretty minute. It doesn't add anything. It's just like, you know, this sword has an attack power of 4 and the next one has an attack power of 5 or some shit like that. But as we get into the future, there's going to be some pretty nuts shit that like drastically can modify how a unit performs. And I'm going to be looking to steal some of that. So that's Clyde's job. This whole team really is designed in a way to exploit the game, I guess. I have a thief for stealing items. I have a mediator for manipulating brave, inviting units, stuff like that. I have a knight for breaking stats. And I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to go with them at this current moment, but I am going to be using those skills mostly to exploit things, show off some stuff. I don't know. But I'm kind of just running the clock down here, trying to get some knight skills for Santos since there's so many knights. If I get monk skills too, it wouldn't be too upset. I'm killing off our AI guys so they don't kill off this last dude and end the fight before it's too late. This is pretty standard fare by now. I feel like you should be used to this, I guess, if you've been following along. It's just kind of waiting it out. Luckily, this guy's trying to kill Algus with me too, so that's nice. Just corner him and beat his ass, you know? No big deal. Of course, he's got item. I mean, as long as he keeps healing himself or fucking around, it's not a big deal, but, like, I don't want him messing this up for me. So I'm gonna grab this crystal. Oh, I got a speed break. Nice. That's kind of what the knight skills are for, is just to, like, power down these guys. Defend kind of blows. It's just like, it's another ability you can have. It's sort of like its own thing. You click defend and it's like an action you take, and your guy just like crosses his arms and his evasion is raised. I'm not exactly sure by what percent or how it works necessarily, because I've never really fucked with it too much. But yeah. So you can see I'm checking the turn order here to see if I can get this crystal with Santos or if this knight's gonna snipe it or whatever. And I can, so I do. And I get Spin Fist, which is a monk ability, and Charge, which is the archer ability I'll most likely never use. I don't know if you've been paying attention to this, but I've been casting Invite the whole fucking game with this bitch, and it has a real low chance, but the thing about low chances is they work out sometimes. So fucking Hollister, American Eagle motherfucker there, is now part of my fucking silly shenanigan boys club